not talk to me like that. You do not talk.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? Hi.
Nobody.
You're a little baby.
She spit on them.
Paul Bet Davidson.
Oh my God.
Oh, man, today's a big day, guys.
Hey, shut up. Today's a big day, guys.
You know, on this channel, we've made fun of this guy for a long time because, frankly, it's easy and it's punching down at this point, I believe. I believe what we've been doing on this channel pretty much the whole time is unethical, making fun of a mentally troubled guy. We've been using this channel to attack a guy who struggles with mental health problems, okay? We're not doing that anymore. So I do believe this is the last... this is the last Jordan... What is the odd guy's name? Jordan James Peterson.
Jordan D.
Fetterstone. Whatever the guy's name is, we've had a lot of fun making fun of him. You know, he posted something on Twitter that he... that he thought there was human milking facilities in China. He's crying all the time. His daughter is setting up some scam university. Some scam college or something in Miami.
God only knows what the hell this guy's doing.
But we wish him the best. We wish him the best and we wish him... Hey, we already saw this!
Hey, everybody. So
No problem.
I'm talking today to Douglas Murray, who just wrote this book on democracies and death cults. Israel and the future of civilization. That's this.
Oh man, this is a great episode to end our Jordan Jeterman coverage. Whoa, calm down, man. He's getting very spiritual there, apparently. He's getting very poetic there. And don't start, man. My waterworks alarm's going off. Don't start with this.
She spit on them.
This is a great place to end because he's got on the perfect guest. What's the stupid guy's name? Douglas Murray. So probably to most people, this guy's a public lunatic. That would be his official title, a public lunatic. This is really good timing because this is a month after. How many views on this? 4.4 mil. 4.4 mil views for this Joe Rogan. Oh, it's an experience. Sorry. For this Joe Rogan experience. Probably like 10, 12 million people total heard/saw this thing. Where Douglas Murray went on there and just made a fool of himself. You know, went on there to mostly defend Israel, and pretty much everybody, if you read through the Joe Rogan comments, and actually listen to the great Joe Rogan himself, he's just like, that guy seems like an idiot. Hey, there goes an idiot, everyone said. So the perfect guest for our final Jordan T.
Paul Bet Davidson
video. I can't wait.
See, one of the things I saw at the University of Toronto shortly before it became impossible to me.
Shortly before they told me to get out of the parking lot, you can't hang out in the... Okay.
Impossible for me to work there was this insistence by my colleagues that there was no moral pathway, no more productive and moral pathway that a student could be invited to take than the pathway of protest.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
okay,
yep.
so now the
I quote a student at Columbia who described himself as a first-generation, low-income student, first in his family to go to university.
Right, Douglas.
Certainly the first to go to Columbia. You would have thought, most of us would have thought, damn, I'm lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But he describes how
Go ahead.
Straight away he was taught what he described as the rich history of protest at Columbia. But the idea that you should make yourself central to the protest movements of your time as your demonstration of virtue in your years of study is well, that's taught.
I love this. This is great. The perfect Jordy Peterman interview here. A guy who everybody thinks is an idiot, trying to defend the indefensible. He's a lunatic. And here these two guys are. They're in an Airbnb or something. They rented an Airbnb to go like this at each other. And they're basically saying back and forth to each other, people shouldn't protest. People shouldn't be allowed to protest, maybe.
You're lucky enough to go to school.
How dare you? How dare you speak?
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. We turn
Never
now to
heard
a
of it.
new report in the New York Times that takes a deep dive into Project Esther, a policy blueprint from the far-right Heritage Foundation, best known for creating Project 2025. Project Esther was launched October 7th, 2024, and lays out plans for surveilling, silencing, and punishing pro-Palestinian activists, including deporting non-U.S. citizens.
Oh, man, poor Jordy Peterson, you know. Poor old Jordy Peterman. There's going to be a lot of waterworks over this one, I believe. You know, it does kind of look like the Daily Wire audience is shrinking a little bit. They're going elsewhere for type content. But even the mainstream news, you know, the New York Times, all this crap, they're starting to write these stories that I think most people already knew about. Oh, they're trying to crush protests. They're kicking people out of the country, all this stuff to defend this.
But poor old stupid Jordan Peterman.
He's stuck with this absolute idiot who no one likes and no one cares about. Droning on and on with stupid, lazy arguments and talking points, trying to keep this thing going.
Yes. Among those people, it seems
Calm
like
down, Tim.
there is a cracking in the Trump coalition in terms of policy around Israel.
Yes.
Around the,
Right.
as you spoke to a little bit, the student deportations.
Yeah.
Whoa. 400,000 views on this. Whoa. In one day?
For one day.
For one day?
But when you look at what's been going on, I don't think too many people with a conscience want to keep funding this.
Right.
I mean, that's, and by the way,
So yeah, this is kind of like mainstream news, mainstream public opinion now. And Jordy Peterman, you know, he's going down with the ship. And there's one other guy in the ship with him, a guy who nobody likes, a public moron. This is exactly the way the Jordy Peterman career should kind of peter out. You get what I mean there?
Students, this. There are a number of former faculty of Columbia that I've spoken to, and some present still, who say this to me. They say, we were teaching this for years. This was all being boiled up by us, by the faculty.
Protest.
For years ahead of this. But the other thing that...
This actually could have been a good interview, you know? Like Jordy Peter... How many views? 400,000 views. Woohoo. For Jordan Peterson, actually, that's kind of bad for 8 days. He might be in trouble. But this could have been a good interview if Jordan Peterson like sat down with this guy and he was like, so you went on Joe Rogan, you went in front of one of the biggest audiences in the world, you know, and you're arguing with one of Joe Rogan's weird friends about Israel and stuff, and you told him that he can't have an opinion on it because he's never been there, and everybody was making fun of you. What's that like? What's that like, man? People think you're kind of a dingus. What's that like? Go ahead, you talk now. But both of these guys are kind of sleepwalking through this interview. Both of these guys are kind of falling asleep during this thing, it seems. It's kind of an accomplishment for a podcast, you know? You're not learning anything, it's stupid, and it's boring and unlistenable. But I like these guys, they're droning on and sleep talking on and on about how, these young people are getting brainwashed. These young people, they're getting brainwashed by the schools. They're being manipulated and controlled. Same week, even the mainstream, the kind of dumb mainstream media, even they're like, oh yeah, there's like a widespread campaign to limit dissent, to limit these protests, to smear people who are involved. It's not a problem. It's kind of amazing, this guy Douglas, he is an idiot. I hope not too many people take him seriously. He is what psychologists, I believe, call an overt idiot. An overt dimwit. But instead of like, oh, that's sick, there's like a very powerful campaign to keep people from participating in political stuff, what you're supposed to do. Instead of talking about that, they're like, can you believe people have the audacity to protest? That's sick.
What if I told you there's a tiny nutrient missing from your body that could potentially change everything about how you feel? Well,
hey, I would tell you to mind your own business. That's what goes on inside my body. That's private. What if I told you that was going on.
For one day.
What if I told you there's a tiny nutrient missing from your body that could potentially change everything about how you feel? Well, if you've ever wondered why you're feeling sluggish, sleeping poorly, or aging faster than you'd like, the answer might
give
be
me a
simpler
break,
than
man.
you think. That's
I'm
where
doing my
Fatty
best.
15 comes
Hey,
in.
hey, shut up, man. Those are my personal lifestyle choices.
Talk that through so that you're the same.
What the hell is this? Oh, it's another ad. Okay. Hey, this is an important topic. This is serious stuff. Let's pack this thing with ads.
Look for mood changes and behavioral changes, and then...
Okay, I'm looking for mood and behavioral changes. This is an ad, by the way, for a course on parenting. Okay, I'm looking for those behavioral changes.
You can tell your kid, look, it might be an unpleasant conversation that we have to have, but I'm not going to let you be miserable.
There's one. Come on. I mean, look, I get it. It's an emotional thing to talk about, but come on, you're doing a parenting course. Keep it together for the ad, man.
And there's another issue that seems to be operating at the universities.
Let's hear about it.
A disproportionate number of the protesters, the protester puppets, you might say, are young women, right? And so there's something to that too, because it's in the nature of young women, I would say, to adopt the mien of sympathy towards victimization and fail to see the predator.
These protests shouldn't be allowed. It's okay. I gotta admit, this is a compelling case right here. From the great Jordan James Squeederman.
Dead.
These protests should not be allowed. I guess they should be illegal. Cancel the freedom of speech and expression. Also, they're fake. Also, it's all girls. Whoa, I had no idea, man. Taking this real seriously, dude. Okay.
Women haven't traditionally fought wars. They're not necessarily equipped to identify actual enemies. Their proclivity is sympathy, and that's exacerbated in the case of naivety. And there's a great...
Oh, man. How does anybody watch this? I mean, this is demented.
It's demented?
But it's also like, this is pretty phoned in. I mean, Douglas Murray is a little bit of a showman. He's a phony baloney. He's a bad actor and a bit of a doofus. But Jordan Peterson does seem pretty checked out during this. Almost like he's just kind of like auto-playing like things he's said before unrelated to this. So it's like, he's like, people are protesting this, which we've already established should be illegal, censored. You know, you should get kicked out of the country for protesting, I guess. I guess that's their position. Also, these people are protesting against this. They're girls. They're girls, so they can't assess threats properly. They're bad at war and identifying enemies. Also, they're paid. They're like compromised. They're astroturfed. Which is funny coming from Jordan Peterson, because I think he took like a dump truck of money from the Daily Wire, where you're not allowed to say anything else besides what Jordan Peterson is saying about this. But they did get 400,000 people to watch this. You know, this guy's like, these people can't spot threats. These paid women protesters, they can't spot threats. That's a problem. I was scrolling through the comments of this video, and there's a lot of people who are like, look, I don't know too much about this. I saw a bunch of comments like this. Look, I don't know too much about this, but sounds like you guys know what you're talking about. Basically that. So yes, there are people who can't spot threats, and that's kind of these guys like target. That's their target demographic. And then they stand in front of those people and they go like this.
And they obviously sold well enough so that you move towards a movie deal. So tell me about that, because you need a screenwriter and you need a whole crew. And is this a Hollywood enterprise? Who are you partnering with, or can you talk about that yet?
Yeah.
So you could say Hollyweird.
Weird.
Hey, is this a Hollyweird thing you doing, you weirdo? You could say, ooh. See, that would make this terrible interview interesting. Start a fight with that guy. Hey, what do you think? You're some kind of strong guy? How about you get one of these?
Boom.
Honestly, he should have done that. At least it would have been watchable.
We partnered with a company called Apple and a company called Skydance. So Apple is obviously
Skydance,
Apple, and Skydance is obviously
really?
A company called Apple.
Yeah, you have major players involved in this.
They're the biggest players in the game.
Skydance, that was
Top Gun, Maverick, and a whole slew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they were great.
And did they approach you?
Oh my God.
I don't know how much you care about Hollywood behind the scenes
Well,
stuff.
let's hear the story.
So there's a
Hey, I got nowhere to be. Oh, the sad downfall of Jordan James Peterson. This guy, he's like a podcaster. He's like, wake up early and do push-ups. That's his whole thing. Yeah, a pretty simple message, but I don't know, he squeezes a podcast out of that. Hey, you should wake up early and exercise. Okay. Anything else? Nope, that's about it, but I'm going to talk for 3 more hours. Jordan Peterson has 8.7 million subscribers. About 1% of them. About 1% of them watched this.
Would think of. I could
Let's 2x this. Sorry, man. Hey, I'm going to start some with this guy. Hey, you shut the hell up. Let me talk for a second, man. Sorry, I'm going to have to 2x you. No offense, nothing personal, but I'm going to have to 2x this because it's aggressively boring, man. Sorry.
I just didn't quite understand yet.
Yeah, it's a tricky issue, because likely you could learn. But the question is, how long would that take? How much failure would be involved? What would be the...
Yep. Okay. This interview's pretty amazing because it does appear to me as though Jordan Peterson is struggling to stay awake throughout this thing. You know, this guy's like, I don't know, this is sort of boring Hollywood stuff. Somebody read a kid's book that I wrote, and they wanted to make a script out of it. I don't know, do you want to hear about this? And Jordan Peterson's like, let's hear it. Go ahead. You gotta do it anyway. We got like another hour to waste. Huh? And then we hear this story where it's like, I wrote a kid's book, and then this guy was like, you gotta write a script. And I didn't know how to write a script. So someone else had to help me. Whoa. Then Jordan Peterson looks down. He's like, what? Only 182,000 people watch this? Where the hell is the other 90% of my 99 whatever percent of my audience? How are they not listening to this? That guy was, what is it? You didn't know how to write a script or something? All right. How are people not watching this? This guy, by the way, who does a podcast, where the whole podcast should, what's the guy's name? Jocko. This guy's podcast should just be like, did you wake up early today and exercise? Just every episode is 20 seconds long. Did you wake up and take your vitamins and exercise? Say yes or no into the podcast, please. That should be the podcast. And then Jordan Peterson comes out, okay, welcome to my podcast now. Sorry, it's not nearly as interesting as that one, where the guy just makes you talk into a podcast. We're talking about that one for this. Let me check the numbers. What? Only 1% watch this? How, where, what?
Gaming the system and cluster B psychopathology, narcissism, histrionic behavior, borderline, antisocial, and the dark tetrad. And
you're doing your best. You're doing your best trying to get past it. Okay, so sorry, man. Go ahead. What were you saying? No.
So join us for that.
I don't have time.
Nice to see you, Dr. Lindsay.
It's good to see you, Dr. Peterson.
It's been 2 years, eh?
It's been 2 years.
Yeah. So what are you in trouble for now?
The woke right.
Lay it out, man.
It's a fraud.
What the hell is this? Yeah, I don't know. This guy's still probably making a lot of money somehow, but this does seem like a pretty steep drop off here. 170,000 views in 2 weeks. Nobody wants this. What is that? Like point something percent of his subscribers watch this? Oh, and the people who did watch whatever the hell this crap is are pissed off about it and don't like it. I mean, good God, these comments are all over the place. If this were my comment section, I'd be like, I need to reconsider what the hell I'm doing. But there's a lot of this. A lot of insane people, but a lot of this too. James is here to call people that disagree with funding foreign wars woke. We see you, James. What does this goddamn wretched guy right here say? I'm an hour in and still waiting for them to actually talk about something specific. They're all kind of like this to different degrees of both pissed offness and insanity.
Okay, so I want to talk about this Lucifer idea.
Okay.
So Lucifer is the morning star,
bad guy,
and he's the angel of the untrammeled intellect.
Seems bad.
That's how he's portrayed in Milton, right? And
he better not.
Allied in some strange way with the serpent in the Garden of Eden.
If I might just interject.
Hey, whoa. Who asked you? Okay, go ahead.
If he's the morning star, what do you do in the morning? After the morning star rises, you wake up.
Right.
Woke.
Right. The spirit of enlightenment. Right. Okay, so
or dark enlightenment, as it were.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, that's...
Okay. Yeah, I'm with the comments section here. I think these two guys are going like this. Oh, man, I could not find one positive comment in this whole thing. Almost 40%. Is this true? Almost 40% dislikes on this video. Of a video that a point of a percentage of his audience watched. This guy, James, is a divider. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. What the hell? Jordan, this was a mistake to have him on and give no pushback. Whoa! Most convoluted interview ever. James is off the reservation and chasing his own tail. Hey, what a waste of time. This guy says, okay, rave reviews for the great Jordy. Pendejo. For the great Jordan. Toilets.
So when I was informed that, no, this term woke right is being used somehow against people like you, who are dissenters from the Israel consensus, I've had a very hard time wrapping my head around it. So I wanted you to help me understand the contours of this fight that is going on here on the right.
Yeah, I just read through these comments of this unlistenable, terrible video. I just read through these comments for like 45 minutes. I could not find a positive comment. You know, like a third of them are like, what the hell are these guys talking about? The other third is, you know, because it's Jordan Peterson fans, just sheer insanity. And then the other third is like, I think they're talking about that guy, Dave Smith. And Dave Smith is like, he's just like a conservative. He's a libertarian. He's just like a conservative guy. That's what I think. But he had the, courage. He's been going on a lot of podcasts. He's a Rogan guy. But he had the courage to go on some podcasts and be like, I think mass murder is wrong. And people are like, wow, that's very brave of you, Dave Smith. So I guess they're calling him woke. So now Jordan Peterson is rapidly losing his audience because of this now. And that's what's going on at the old Daily Wire. Well, there we go, guys. Our final farewell to Dr. Jordan James Peterson. Goodbye, old friend.
We've gotten a lot of laughs out of you. What did he do? He was crying.
Can't stop crying. What else did he do? Probably something stupid. He goes on Twitter, he loses his mind on Twitter, and then he says people are losing their minds on Twitter. All the funny things of it that he's done. Thank you for all the laughs, Dr. Jordan Speederman, Dr. Jordan James Spader. Okay, we will come back to him and talk about him and make videos about him if he... This is the one thing, and I think he should do this. He should say that men need to start pooping their pants. Using indoor plumbing and all that, that's a feminization of men. We need to start pooping our pants in public. That's, I think, should be his next move. That's my advice to him. I think it'll work. That's the one way out of this. So good luck to him on that great advice I just gave. And great luck to all of you. It's Wednesday. Well, whatever. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Why not? That's what we think of Wednesday. Why not? Sure. Hope you guys are having a good one. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name's LeDron James, and this is my time to shine. Okay? This is my time to shine, where I ask you, please subscribe on Patreon, because you're missing episodes. Alert, alert, you're missing episodes. Hello? Every week, you're missing episodes. But all you got to do, for as little as $2 absolutely forgettable dollars per month, you can support the show and become a patron. A patron. All you got to do is click the link in the description. It's wildly easy. Wildly. Okay? And I don't throw that kind of terminology around lightly. So give me a break and let me do my thing. LeDron James. Bye.